Let's go!
I'm going to give you guys like a very quick, absolute boilerplate primer on how the hell do you even play Marvel vs. Capcom 2. And I'll just start evaluating things in my head that seems like it would make sense to help people in some way. So, obviously character selection is going to be a big one, and you need to pick good characters. At the same point, you also need to make sure you have a good assist character. You can also have fun and pick some goofballs, but just know that it's going to be hard. You're not going to be able to get much done against people that have been playing this shit for 20 years. But if you pick the right assists, you might actually be able to get them off of you every once in a while, which is nice. Just as an example, let's go in here and put like this kind of a team together, which is just a bunch of bullshit. This team's just a bunch of bullshit. All these anti-air assists everywhere. And I'm going to give a couple of boilerplate starting the game recommendations. Let's just assume that you've kind of seen this stuff before and you don't know how the hell do you even play this game, right? It's not really about combos. Like, that's the crazy thing. People look at a Marvel vs. Capcom game and they think it's about combos, but it's actually, this game, not as much. You launch somebody in the air and you get like a big combo, right? But most of your random hits are going to come from this shit. Good assists. There is synergy. Synergy very much exists in this game. Unlike Marvel 1, where there's not a ton of synergy. But in this game, the whole point is that you're going to be like doing a couple of buttons and then calling in an assist. However, it's kind of hard to do this when it doesn't combo in this situation. Here's something I learned back in the day if you're having a tough time calling in assists and also pressing attacks. Press a button with the assist. Trust me, I know this sounds basic as hell, but this is hella important. It's so much easier. Back then, I was trying to do button assist into button, and it was also messing my shit up. If you do like an attack into an assist, it'll come out on the same frame, and then suddenly, beep, 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 you get some good shit out of it. As a absolute early level Marvel vs. Capcom 2 player, that was destroying me. I did not understand why the hell I couldn't get my stuff to come out. Eventually, you can hit confirm into like a big combo or something like that. Here's the crazy part. Most of the damage you get in this game is not gonna come from like... It's not gonna come from shit like this. It is not gonna be like from big long combo strings where you get like, you know, some absolute massive bing, 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 bing. It's not going to come from this stuff. Most of the attacks and the things that you do in this game will be coming from random hits like this. Will be coming from your assist, like jumping in and getting some big a hit there. It's also very important because while you're blocking, if there's any gap in their string, you can mash the assist. And if the assist is good, they'll come out and slam them and effectively get them off of you. So this is like super helpful in like a general element of Marvel vs. Capcom 2. This game isn't as much like about mobility at the beginning. It sort of is, but dude, look at this motherfucker. This game really doesn't have like crazy mobile characters. Like, look at Captain Commando, for God's sake. It's not good. Like, a lot of these characters do not move around in effective ways. You pretty much see that from characters like Storm and Magneto and stuff like that. So don't worry about, oh, I gotta move on my movement if you don't have, like, a character that can tri-dash and do all this shit. That's not entirely a thing you should focus on. Movement isn't really a big element of this game until you get to a significantly higher level. That's like the basics, right? You're gonna be blocking, you're gonna be calling Captain Commando or calling an assist that has an anti-air, and they're gonna come out and get people the hell off of you. You get a lot of damage this way, and if you have a character like Cable, suddenly it leads to a shit ton of damage. Or it could get, you know, multiple characters stuck in the assist and lead to a ton of damage. This is why I kind of recommend Cable to start. Cable is a character that can easily, like, just jump up and do a super and wipe out an entire team. Like, he's one of the easiest characters to use in the game. You shoot a gun, you do this stuff, you press fireball back, you get some grenades that do some cool shit. But ultimately, he's a character that you hover back and just let an assist do their job. and then just jump back and press guns every once in a while. It is lame. He is effectively a lame character. It's kind of hard to play rush down Cable, but effectively you sort of wait for them to mess around with shit. He is a zoner. Yes. He does have, you know, combos, but he is a zoner at heart. You might be asking, yo, so which assists should I be using if I'm gonna play a goofy character and figure out a basic combo? And by the way, basic combos are like button super. That's it. Or maybe button special super. But even that is a luxury for a lot of this cast. Like, a lot of the cast does not have the luxury of being able to effectively combo into their own supers. Like, you need assists for it. So don't really look at your selection of characters as an ability to make each individual character good. Like, almost any character in this game by themselves, outside of a couple, is kind of bad. But you gotta put a character with them that complements them, that gets people the hell off of you, or does some extra combo extension or something, because most characters in the game are gonna have a tough time. Just talking about some assists that are mad good, Psylocke anti-air assist is crazy good. One of the easiest assists that pop people up and just get you to like pop up for a combo. You know, you can kind of mash it out like crazy, and it's relatively difficult to do. It's relatively difficult to punish. Same thing with Cyclops. His anti-air assist pops up and he stays out a bit longer, but it gives you a big combo opportunity. Cable has a great anti-air assist. Let's see. Doctor Doom obviously has rocks. It's a great, like, get off me and chip damage assist. Insanely good. Captain Commando anti-air assist goes all the way up the stage and does a lot of damage, and he leaves relatively quick. Sentinel has a great assist with drones. That's very good. Hayato has a couple of good assists. His anti-air assist is very good. Ken has a good expansion assist. He does Tatsu and it comes out really fast. Tron's projectile assist does a shit ton of damage. It almost makes any team better. Almost can make any character in the game better, because her assist, if you press buttons at the same time, does a shit ton of damage, dude. That's effectively the big ones, right? There is not a ton of other ones that are like exemplary god tier. If you do have a character, you're like, bro, I love Captain America or I love Spider-Man, you probably want to pick their anti-air assists, or like Ryu, pick their anti-air assists. Treat it like a Dragon Punch, because that's what they are. And when people jump at you or they're trying to pressure you, you can just mash that when somebody has a gap in their pressure somewhere. That is a key defining element. Don't look at Marvel vs. Capcom 2 as being a 1v1 game. Do not look at this game as in like, oh, you know, I don't like all the assist calling constantly. I don't like the fact that this is practically assist fighter the game. I didn't like that when Marvel 1 came out, but that is this game. That is absolutely this game. If you don't want to treat it that way, you're only going to make this, even using lower tier characters, significantly harder on yourself. It's going to be way harder to get used to this game if you're dealing with all the crazy bullshit people are throwing at you while trying to like hold down with just one character. You have to get out of that mindset, is what I'll say, if you want to start to kind of have a little bit of fun. And that's challenging. It's challenging to think of like how mashy this game is. You telling me I'm just gonna sit here, hold down back against some shit and mash my Ryu Dragon Punch assist? Yes. Or mash on, you know, Psylocke assist at any given point while Magneto does some crazy shit? Yes. Yes, that is actually this game. That is, you're gonna mash the shit out of your assists, and if the assist is punishable, then do a super. Like, stop them from punishing them, you know? It's a messy game. Only the best players are actually going to be punishing your assist usage. Legit, the top 1,000 players in the world are the only ones that are gonna look at your assist and go, I'm gonna get them. Because your assists are very vulnerable, right? They're extremely vulnerable when they're out there. You're killing a character by letting them go. Don't worry about that, dude. Like, early on, do not worry about that. I'm not trying to make you the best Evo top level competitor. I'm trying to get you to a point where you can kind of have fun. Get some of these characters that have some of these assists that do some stuff that get people off of you and just let it rip. And if they extend for combos and stuff, that's great, because you can throw a super after that and actually start getting some damage. Most Marvel vs. Capcom 2 games played at a mid to low level are almost always going to end in timeout, because doing damage is kind of hard with anything that isn't the best characters in the game, unless you're using a Cable or something like that. It's going to be really difficult to know how to get to damage, but here's the thing. If your assists are coming out and knocking people out of things and doing all this crazy shit, you'll start getting some good damage. You'll find out that, oh, I just killed somebody pretty much just by calling assists and shit. So anyway, that's my recommendation for people that are like, how do you even play this game? It's not a combo game like Marvel 3. It's not a massive tag game like MVCI. It's not even like Marvel vs. Capcom 1. MVC2 is strictly, there's no other game like it. And as much as you'd be like, it's a big TOD game, all that, no, it's not. Like, very few characters in this game are actually like touch of death characters. Very few. That's my like, hey, I'm coming from this level or this game or this other game. What do you even do in this? Like, hey, what do I even need to do? I'll tell you right now, when you press your buttons, also press your assist. Let me give you a couple of examples really quick right here to help you with that. Screen clears. You just saw one with Cable. Mad good. Storm has the best screen clear in the entire game. Even Ryu has a relatively decent screen clear. Just to give you a visual example of what we're talking about. Having supers on characters that you can just throw out, right? And be sort of safe. And if you hit an assist, woo, right? Party time! You hit an assist. You actually managed to stop somebody's like goofball assist. A screen clear is something like this. It hits everywhere. Like, oh God, like what do you do about this shit? Ryu also kind of has one too with Shinko Hadouken. So if a bad assist is called, snipe, and you snipe the shit out of it. Cyclops has one of like the best ones because Cyclops can just jump around and build meter by doing this shit. And then you do this. And then all of a sudden, oh, you have an amazing screen clear. That's what I would recommend if you just want to have fun with Marvel vs. Capcom 2. If you just want to have kind of a good time and see your assist land damage and throw out a super every once in a while, they block it or not, who cares, man? Yeah, you'll be seeing your characters doing cool stuff and you won't be like constantly committing to trying to get combos. You see that a lot, but trust me, it's actually not a huge part of it.